Alright, in this video we're going to talk about the 41 Magnum and why. Because in the middle of this controversy and a popular trivia question when arguing about the 44 Magnum and Dirty Harry movies, there was a 41 Magnum. Now the 41 Magnum was introduced in 1964, about 10 years after the 44 Magnum. And it's in 1963, Elmer Keith, Bill Jordan, and Skeeter Skelton worked together to develop this cartridge. And what the whole idea was to address the perceived shortcomings of the 357 Magnum and the 44 Magnum in ballistic performance. And they suggested a new medium-powered 41 Special cartridge. That was kind of passed over. And then they said, how about the Magnum option? So they were developing a 41 Special, much like all the other cartridges, and then they just skipped it and went to 41 Magnum. Okay, and that's how they did it. And what it says here is the 357 Magnum suffered from terminal ballistic effectiveness because they really didn't, the old hollow points really didn't expand. And the 44 Magnum was a heavy hunting round and was overkill for police use, and then it generated too much recoil for rapid fire, okay? And again, 44 Magnums on a larger frame were too bulky and heavy for police to carry every day. So Elmer Keith's original idea was to make the 41 Magnum in two power loads. One real heavy, having a muzzle velocity going out to 1,450 feet per second, and a milder police loading, okay, which was going to be around 900 feet per second, which is kind of like your 44 Special, and certain 45 loads that were more in touch with something controllable and easy to carry. All right, but see, everybody wanted the high power cartridges, and they were supposed to design a gun, okay, that was somewhat smaller, okay, and Smith & Wesson just made the end frame revolvers for the new cartridge. They didn't design another frame, okay, and altogether they didn't make a new gun. Everybody wanted the high power, and kind of these combined factors eliminated the 41 Magnum for its intended law enforcement market, okay. And a few law enforcement agencies, although it was continued to be touted as such, and was adopted by a few law enforcement agencies. Model 57 was they used for the 41 Magnum. And it ended up where the 41 Magnum never enjoyed the popularity and success of the 357 Magnum or 44 Magnum cartridges. It is still prized by handgun hunters, as some feels it generates lighter recoil and a slightly flatter bullet trajectory along with long range than the 44 Magnum. Okay, but nevertheless the 44 Magnum still is more popular, okay? And some have called the 41 Magnum the most underappreciated calibers. Now let's look here in our specs, and you're going, nothing here is greater than the 44 Magnum in ballistic performance. But some people have told me this thing loaded a certain way did outdo the 44 Magnum. Maybe I was wrong, or maybe that's just another one of those urban legends. Okay, Some of them are they're whistling out to 1,500 feet per second with a 210 grain jacketed hollow point, generating 1,135 foot-pounds. So, according to this info, it did not eclipse the 44 Magnum in terms of power, but range and trajectory it did. So I guess it goes by whose information you get. But that's where the 41 Remington Magnum, as it's called, or the 41 Magnum, kind of fell in to all this in these handgun calibers. And you will hear people talk about this from time to time. So that's why I kind of made a special video including it in there. This was all developed in that time frame there in handgun development. And as you see with this cartridge, everything was targeted for law enforcement purposes is what they wanted. Because handguns were the exception to the rule back then. Alright guys, if you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, and there's a link to my Patreon account at the bottom. And stay tuned, we got some more videos on these handguns coming up.